wellness advocate and energy worker. I am dedicated to helping women entrepreneurs create a balanced and healthy lifestyle by providing tools, tips, and resources that elevate health from the inside out. Every episode, myself, along with a featured guest, share our Steps to Feel Good Daily journeys on my globally recognized show, Steps to Feel Good Daily with Lona. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Steps to Feel Good Daily with Lona. Super excited today. I have a lovely guest, Ashley Erwin. And before I tell you about her, I am actually going to do my little oil share with you. Today I chose the oil of cypress because this is the oil of motion and flow, and it helps you to feel flexible, trusting, loving, and it helps you just to kind of go with the flow of life and adapt to life. And I think that today's show, which is how to make every day a celebration with photographer Ashley Erwin. And a little bit about Ashley. She is not only super gorgeous, Ashley is a fabulous family and business photographer that has she is a positive, lively force for good in this world. She is a creative, she is fun, and she is full of life. And she is a woman of great faith. I absolutely love her. So I am going to bring her up from the green room when I can find her in a second here. Um, I can hear her, but I can't find her. There she is. Okay, let's bring her up. Hi, Ashley.
Hello. So glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
You are so welcome. Lovely to see you. Lovely to know you since the day you were well, maybe not born, but I think I first saw you when you were 3 weeks old.
I think so. And we've been best friends ever since.
Yes, this is my niece by love, Ashley. And I have been blessed by her gift, actually many of her gifts, but the one gift that we're going to be talking about today is her photography skills. She's awesome. She actually does my headshot, so you know the picture that shows up in the very beginning or the end. That is one of Ashley's things that she's done for me. So I'm really grateful for that. But Ashley, I wanted to know why, because I know that you got a degree. So tell us about you got a degree in what, and then why did you switch to photography, and what has that meant?
Why photography, right? That's exactly what my husband said to me. Why photography? We just went to school forever, and now I'm going and being a photographer. So one thing that I really loved is that I got a bachelor's of science in communications. And I've always loved art and been really into it. And I used to take photos of my friends when I was younger, like most teenagers, I suppose. And I decided to start taking photos of families because it gave me flexibility to be able to raise my kids. But I also was able to have these really great connections with families. I loved creating memories for them, something that they could look back on and be happy and think about that moment in time with their children. And so it just kind of blossomed from there. I had a friend who said that she followed me on social media and really liked my photos. At this time, I was not getting paid. And she said to me, she was like, why don't you just take my engagement photos and then I'll pay you for it? And I just thought to myself, oh, no. I'm not like that. You know, I couldn't do that. And she goes, how about you just try it? Just try it. So I did that for her, and they actually turned out really good. And I was like, oh, I think I could make a business of it. And that business just kind of fits around my family lifestyle. I'm able to schedule when I want to and be able to still hang out with my kids and do things for them. So photography it was, and photography is my joy.
Oh, good. And I know you're kind of a big traveler, so and take your kids to lots of different adventures. So I think
Yes.
that's really great. So speaking of, I wanted to show a couple of engagements, or what you would say, maybe engagement photos, and I
Yes.
thought they were really cute
Yes.
and very creative.
Mhm.
I do have a question though. Where were these taken at?
This was taken at the Stinky Salt Lake.
Because I was like,
So,
we
I
don't
mean,
have
this
any
just
beaches
looks
in Utah.
amazing.
How did you do that?
Yes, yes. So I know this looks amazing, and it really was this beautiful. But what you're not seeing there is the thousands of flies that were circling us. So, but it really just captures that warm feeling of love and light and of their happiness. And they're going to get married in the next 6 months. And so I was really happy to be able to capture this for them. But yes, you don't see that we are literally like in mud right there. It's not like nice sand and all of the nets everywhere.
Well, I do understand that, having been to Antelope Island and that other little place.
Uh-huh.
Oh my goodness, yes. And it's just like forests of flies. It's
It
just
really is. It's worth
really
it for the
cool.
pictures, but yeah, it's not an ideal for somebody that's anti-bug like I am.
Well, here is a couple of pictures, because I had asked you to send some
Yes.
pictures. So I'll show these two, which I think are so
Oh,
precious.
the little babies. So cute.
The
They're so
little
darling.
babies. Yes, we love the
Mhm.
little babies. And then, so I thought that really showed a lot of your creativity. And then this one too, when you're dealing
Yes.
with families, I know you have a lot of full family photos and everything. So,
Mhm.
but I just love, because I'm not creative in that way. So I just love that you're able to do it. And I had one more thing that I thought was pretty cute and funny, which was you.
Oh, the videos,
The video, the famous
the
video.
personality
So,
videos.
yes. So let me see if I can get this. Now I'm probably going to I'm going to drop us down into the green room, and then I will pull us up after, because otherwise we won't be able to see it in full view. But
Okay.
um, let's see. So I'll see you back. I'll see you back here in a minute, but let me get rid of a couple of these little things here. Sorry, guys. I'm like, okay. So let's see. We're gonna go down, and I'll play this. I'll be right back.
Ashley, look at me.
Oh, there
That's
we go.
awesome. That's hilarious.
I think it's really cute,
I love
showing
it.
your
You know,
personality.
the reason why I do the silly videos is to be able to show the personality, that we can have fun with it. You know, that I'm also this photographer, but I also have a jam-packed summer with my family and friends as well. And so I love doing them. It's kind of fun.
And what does it say at the top of this? It's like like mom photographer.
Mom-tographers, that's an actual thing. So it's
Oh,
photographers
really?
that are moms. Mom-tographers. So we have to split our time, right? With building the business, but also taking care of the kids and going on amusement parks and cleaning dishes and all that kind of stuff. So yeah,
You
the
displayed that
entrepreneurs.
very well and very artfully. It was really, really cute.
Thank you.
So when I ask people to do the show, I ask them to share one of their tips. And this was what you had said. So we all want to feel good daily, right? Because let me ask you this: if you don't feel good, are you able to do your work?
Mm-mm.
Are you
Mm-mm.
able to function as a mom?
Mm-mm. Nope.
No. So have you had to learn some like coping tools and little things that can help get you through?
Yes, for sure. I think for me, it's definitely expressing gratitude to Heavenly Father every day, even if it's just for the simplest things. I'm grateful to be able to walk today. I'm grateful that I have food on my table. Showing that gratitude to him, I feel like I'm being daily blessed and that he just guides me. So I'm very grateful for that. I also take the time to teach my kids the gospel as well. We don't do it for a long period of time. We just have, it's called our spiritual time. And we read a scripture every morning together and have a little bit of a discussion. And then I'm always hope that it will bring us peace and our family peace. So sometimes it always doesn't work, but yes, I feel like they will remember those things in their heart someday, and that they will be able to apply it in their family as well.
Right, right. I love that. And you said that you like to spend time in nature. I know that I have gone on some lovely little nature walks with you when it's not too cold and it's hot, not too hot and not too cold.
For sure.
Like,
I think that's another thing that I love about photography is that I get to spend a lot of time in nature. I get to go and find all of these different spots in beautiful Utah and to be able to create them in art, even if they're infested with flies. So it's just a wonderful thing that I'm able, and then I bring my kids to those places too. Like we'll go hiking and then I'll think to myself, oh, that's a really great spot to take photos in. So spending that time in nature to giving gratitude for what God has given us. I just look around at the beauty and this beautiful world that he has created for us. And that just brings me so much peace in my heart. It just resets me for the week.
awesome. So let me go on to our next thing. You have a tip, your little feel-good tip here. In some part of your day, this is you're saying to other people. In some part of your day, I recommend that you talk about the blessings, which is what you just did. And I know that there's been a lot of different people that I've had on the show, and some of them will set an intention of like, okay, who am I going to be today? Or what are the three things that I am grateful for? I know that when I was in my 30s, I struggled a lot with probably gratitude. I don't know. But, when you're feeling down and you're feeling depressed, I know Oprah Winfrey has suggested doing like 10 different things, writing 10 different things down. But I think all of us can think of three. But also, I know that your mom always says, the walk and talk with nature. So going out and doing that, your prayer time. So a healthy meditation that is out in nature.
Yes, for sure.
I think
it's easy to just get stuck on the things that are hard in our lives all the time. Like we can get in this repetition, this whole hamster wheel of this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. But if you just take yourself out of there and focus on all of the blessings that you do have, you're gonna have a lot more peace in your life. So that's why I recommend the meditating and the nature walks and just appreciating what's around you and what's within reach of you.
Well, I know a little bit about you because I've known you for a long time. So you coming into that type of thinking, because I know that your upbringing with your dad was a big challenge. And I know that even I say for me without wanting to cry, it's like when I have to dig deep to get that forgiveness factor because I love you so much that it was really hard for me to watch as an auntie. So I know. Can you tell me a little bit about how you came to forgiveness? Because I know a lot of people have people in their lives that have hurt them pretty badly. So can you share a little bit about that with us?
Yeah. So when I was around 18, I decided that it was better that I did not talk to my father. There was a lot of things that were hard for us in our relationship, and he was kind of hard to deal with. So I figured that it would be better for me to break myself away from that situation and to not speak to him anymore. So I went 6.5 years without speaking to him. And in that time, there was so much things that I had to do to be able to forgive him. One of the things is that I knew without a shadow of doubt that I would not be able to do that without Jesus Christ. I tried my own ways of I'm just going to cut him out. I'm not going to think about it and all of that. But that did not work. It's really when I poured myself into the scriptures and I started praying daily that I really, some of that hatred and anger would just break away from my heart. And little, it chipped away. It was not an all in once thing that happened. It probably took me at least a year and a half to come to somewhat of a peaceful level. And then after that 6.5 years, I invited him back into my life. And then we took baby steps from there. And then after that, it was probably about 2.5 years. Then we started seeing each other regularly again. But even at those times, I would see him probably 2-3 times a year in California. And I still had to remind myself that I'm okay, I'm protected. I have the choice to let certain things bother me if not. And I had to remind myself that God is my rock and that he has helped me to forgive and to be on this path. So.
Awesome. And I know that he passed away recently, right? And
yes, which was, and when I say this with reverence, but when he did pass, I felt in my heart that I had done everything that I could for our relationship. There wasn't anything that I regretted or anything, because I did let him back into my life and we had these wonderful experiences together. He got to know my children for a great amount of time and we were able to have a lot of good memories. So I don't have any regret in my heart. And that is a wonderful feeling. And that's why I recommend that if you are having a hard time forgiving somebody, just trying to be able to take those little steps of forgiveness is key to your inner joy.
right, which is our sunshine, our shining in life, even when
Yes.
we have really hard things. And I am a witness of how difficult it was for you. And I guess in my own way, I have forgiven him in that it's like, you only knew what you knew. You do what you do with the knowledge that you have at the time.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
the thing that I love that you said the most was that you don't have any regrets, because sometimes when people hold on to a lot of anger, not only is it going to block their spirituality, their growth, they're just not going to function at a high level in life when you're holding resentments for people. And I know that
I agree.
we can make that shift happen. So it was an active decision for you to
Yes,
do
for
that. It
sure.
wasn't like it just disappeared. It was like, okay, here's a situation. This is the way I feel. I am going to be a bigger person and I'm going to let this go. And there's, even other horrible things that happen to people. You hear of these stories all the time where they've forgiven somebody and you're like, how did they
How did
do
you do that?
that? So, and
Yes.
I even say that to you. How did you do that? So I must say that
I
I'm
will say
really proud
that
of you.
I made the decision, but Christ guided me through it for sure. There's just no way that I would have been able to accomplish anything like that without his guidance.
Right. And when you're saying that, it's kind of like, I mean, because I know, like, if you're reading scripture and you're like, well, give it to me instead of carrying that burden.
Yeah.
Is that kind of what you're talking about? How he guided you or his example? I don't know. You
Yeah.
watched The Chosen and you're even on The
I'm
Chosen
on The
season
Chosen.
4. On The
Yay!
Chosen season 4.
Season
So
4. Look for
it's
me.
like, oh my gosh, I'm watching it with my son. It's so much fun. I just love that
It
show.
is so
But
good.
it really brings that personal relationship to you. But is it just through scripture, through what
I
you're
think I had
learning?
to make a lot of lifestyle changes, definitely. I was really into the whole party scene. I was drinking a lot and all of that. And I had to make those decisions too. Was that bringing me joy? Was that bringing me happiness? It was not. It was blocking it for sure. I wanted more light, more of the spirit and guidance in my life. And I had to get rid of that whole lifestyle. I also had to change some of the things that I was watching or listening to as well. So it was like a whole complete lifestyle change for me, because for a very long time I wasn't active in a faith or a church or anything like that. So I also made those steps to go back to church. And
Oh.
so it was a whole long process, right? And not all of that came at once. But once I did, then the guidance was there. And then I was able to accept Jesus Christ and to accept what he wanted me to do to be able to forgive. So,
Awesome.
mhm.
Well, I know that, so you're a big Instagram girl, and thank you for sharing, because I know that was all the whole forgiveness thing. That's like it's it's just it's a difficult thing to go through. I appreciate you being open and sharing that with us. So, and your faith. Thank you for sharing your faith, because I know that I mean, I'm like, I don't know how people get through without having any faith, having
I don't
any.
either. I don't either.
Because that's like my number one step to feel good daily.
Me too.
Know that I'm not alone. Know that I have that companionship, and that I can give up, and that I can go through the thought processes and changes. Because it does take not just giving it up, but it also takes conscious effort of what am I feeling, and is it worth it? Do I want to feel like this? And making those big shifts.
Mhm.
And also, like, I think praying for those people that hurt you.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
praying for them, praying for yourself to be able to accept that they're not going to be able, that they might not change at all. And you're going to either have to live with that or cut them out of your life permanently. But to me, binding my family, that is more important to me, to be able to have those family connections, because it was also hurting my relationship with my brother too. We couldn't all be able to do things as a family. So whereas I forgave my dad, I was able to have more experiences with my brother too. So, and I'm grateful I did that.
Yes, me too, because I'm sure he loves having a sister.
He does.
A big sister. So people can follow you on Instagram, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
And then you have a lot of your fun stuff
Silly
there.
videos. Yes.
I did have a couple more that I wanted to show, because I think this was really funny and cute. I was like, Ashley, how did you get these pictures of yourself? You're the photographer.
Yes. So what I do is I just tell my 11-year-old daughter, I'm like, just stand right here with the camera. And so what you're not seeing is the hundreds of other goofy photos or blurry shots that she got. But yes, I do have her take them, or my husband as well. So
Okay, so that's good.
Mhm.
So you're not just a photographer, but you're somebody that can teach others how to do
I'm like a
pictures.
coach too, right?
Like a
Yes.
photography coach. So I love these pictures. So I really thank you, Ashley, for coming on and sharing your heartfelt spiritual choice to forgive and to shine your light for others to see, and to even make choices of living, putting your family first, because we know that that's all our family and our friends, and putting our pride away, and just living life to our fullest, in joy and in celebration, right? Making every day a celebration, even though some days are harder to celebrate than others, right?
I thank you so much for having me on here too. This has been really nice. And I love your work, and I love what you're doing, and to be able to, share this information with others. It's great.
Well, just spotlighting, it's like, we want to stand in our power, and we want to celebrate those that are standing in their power. So just thank you for coming on. I'll put you in the green room, and then I will join you in just a minute. Okay. Thank you, Ashley.
Thanks.
So, so happy to have Ashley on with us today, and thank you for tuning in. And just remember that it is you can stand in your spotlight. You can make your light shine so that others can shine as well, and that you do deserve to feel good on a daily basis. So, join us next week. Thank you. Thank you again. Give me 1 second and I'll give you my hand. Here we go. Learn more about me, my products and services at happyhealing.me. Make sure to join me for another episode every Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific Time, 1 p.m. Central Time on my globally recognized show, Steps to Feel Good Daily with Lona.